Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's video we're going to talk about wise investments and foolish investments. Now when I say investments, I do mean several different things. I don't actually mean investing in the stock market. As you'll see, we're going to talk about tips and tricks to be frugal and to make investments in things in your life that will bring you more of a return in your life and the quality of your life. I am not a financial expert. Do not take this information as gospel. These are ideas that you can use to build your own financial journey. So I hope that these are helpful to you, and let's get started. The first thing that I want to share before I go through some of these tips is that my own financial journey has been very interesting. You know, when I graduated high school and went into college, I had a credit card. And so I've been in credit card debt before. I've paid off credit card debt. I've had my credit score be total garbage, and then my credit score become very good. There was a point in my life where I did not think I would ever be able to purchase a home. We're very lucky to have purchased a home a few years ago. And there was a point in time in which my student loans had gone into default. And since then I've actually paid off those student loans that went into default. So I will tell you that it is possible to come from a place of fear and total insecurity with money and go to a place of wellness and prosperity. But there's some things that I've learned along the way that I wanted to share with you, and hopefully they'll help you out. So we're going to talk about wise investments and foolish investments. The first investment that is wise is going to be education. Now, on the other hand, a foolish investment could be student loan debt. So I really, I was very bullish about going through school and getting student loans to finish college. And I'm not completely against student loans, but if you're going to get them, you have to understand how you're going to pay for them when you're done school. And when it comes to getting an education and going to college, I'm a little bit more traditional in the belief that the degree should help you get some sort of job after college. If you don't have any clue what you're going to do with that degree and how you're going to use that degree to make money so you can support yourself, then you need to think about what that degree is bringing to you. So be really cautious with what you're going to school for. You don't have to be a lawyer or a doctor. You could major in English. There's absolutely nothing wrong with majoring in something beautiful and artistic and different. You have to kind of build a plan for yourself after you graduate. So if you're going to major in English, perhaps you're going to consider working at certain places while you're writing a book. Or if you're going to major in art history, maybe your plan is to work in a gallery while you decide how you're going to build your own content channel to talk about art history or something like that. There's many ways to make money, but you have to understand how you're going to use that education. Kind of along the lines of education is training. I really implore you to never stop training, continuing education, taking courses online. I'm currently taking a course to learn about insurance and property and casualty insurance. And when I went to college, did I think that I would be learning about property and casualty insurance? No, I did not. But I've actually really enjoyed it. It helps me learn about risk, and it's helping my career. And so I think it's just really important to continually educate yourself. There is no excuse not to understand most things. You can look it up online. So I really think it's important to understand that. Another foolish investment, kind of back to student debt, while you're in that period of your life, you may be enticed to utilize a credit card. And so what I want to say about credit cards is that if you use them wisely later on when you're financially able to pay them off completely and on a regular basis, they can be a useful tool. You can get credit cards to purchase airline or to build up airline points, and that's really useful in order to travel. Or you could use them for other rewards like hotel stays. One of our cards allows us to use them for Amazon purchases. So that's great, but don't let that entice you if you are not prepared to utilize a credit card in the right way. And the right way to use a credit card is to basically pay it off every month. If you can't pay it off that month, you shouldn't have a credit card. And that's a really direct statement, and it's the truth. Next item that I have probably not always done the best with is investing in a quality computer. So if you do anything creative, you should have a really good computer for that, especially if you do video or graphic design, you need a graphics processor. Just having a quality computer is really helpful. And to be honest, when you don't purchase a quality computer, you end up buying another one every 1.5 years until you finally learn to purchase a quality computer. So Newegg is a great site to go find computers and technology for maybe a little bit less than you would find them in big box stores. But really invest in a good computer. Another foolish investment is cheap clothing. This is kind of random, but when you find quality clothing and you invest in quality clothing, you do not have to replace quality clothing as often. And it does save you money in the long run. And I have found that certain pieces of clothing, if they're dry clean only, you can wash them cold and hang them dry and you will not ruin them. But wise investment, if you want to capture memories of your family and your life, invest in a quality camera. I have had less than quality cameras in the past, and I've really regretted it. Having a quality camera allows you to open up the door to so much creativity. You can take photos, you can film videos. It teaches you how to learn how to edit. I just think having a quality camera is great, and that might be a personal preference of mine. Next foolish investment is junk food. And do I buy and enjoy junk food? Yeah, often. But I do understand that it's a foolish investment. And on the flip side, healthy quality food, even healthy quality meat, if you eat meat, healthy vegetables, and eating a whole foods diet will make you healthier. It will reduce your cravings for junk food, which will then reduce your desire to go out to eat, which will then save you money in the long run in that way. So yeah, junk food is a foolish investment and healthy food is a very wise investment. So shop on the outside of the aisles. Wise investment is a house in the right place. So I have been very interested in watching the housing market and how people feel like it's a worthwhile investment to purchase a home in a place that has completely, where the value of the home is just skyrocketed, and it's so difficult to pay your mortgage. And so people are using almost their entire paycheck to pay their mortgage. And so they do that so that they can live near this job that pays a lot. But if the job pays a lot, but you cannot afford to live there, it's not worth it. So look for a home that maybe is a little bit outside of town, and be okay with a little bit of a commute, because you can get more home for the money if you're willing to be a little bit far away from work. If you can work remotely, buy a home somewhere else where it's inexpensive, and you can still work and have a beautiful property. Another wise investment is a 401k or a Roth IRA. I don't know a lot about these, but I do know that if you start investing when you're young, you can be a millionaire by the time you retire, and it doesn't take a lot. It could even be, I've seen some projections that if you put $250 away every month since you're 18 years old, that you could have like $2 million or something. So obviously those numbers may be different depending on what you're looking at. So research it for yourself, but you need to have a retirement account. You cannot rely on Social Security. Think of it as a beautiful gift if it happens that you are able to withdraw from Social Security when you retire, but assume that it won't be there. So you will either be working until you cannot physically work anymore, or you have a retirement account. Those are kind of your options. On the flip side, a foolish investment is expensive furniture. It just is. I've noticed that we've paid quite a bit, not quite a bit, we've paid more than we usually would for certain furniture. And it's chipping, I don't know. So the wise investment is to find really great local pieces. Some may actually be expensive, some may be inexpensive, but look for the material of the furniture and focus on that. Really quality wood, quality finishing, and figure out kind of how you want things to look. But you don't always have to buy the most expensive furniture. Facebook Marketplace is an awesome place to find furniture, and you might find some great pieces for a very low cost. Wise investment is a good car. I have had 2 cars that were just cheap. They were little cars. It was what I could afford. The interest rate was ridiculous. And then I finally invested in a quality car. There are certain brands that I prefer. You can direct message me if you want to know which brands I prefer. But there's some cars that are just cheaply made. They're cheap to fix, but they're cheap in general. And there's cars that will last you a long, long time. A foolish investment would be eating out. I kind of talked about this earlier. I think it's great to go on a date once or twice a month and eat out. I think that's fine. And if you do that, you can actually save for that and enjoy it more, because you can go to someplace nice because you've been saving up for it. But eating out every single day or multiple times a week, it's really going to strain on your bank account and your health. And so I highly recommend trying to limit that as much as possible. And this is coming from someone who loves to eat out, and I love food. I'm a foodie. So take it for what it is, but I think it's a really useful habit to have. And so with eating out, you obviously may want to cook at home more. Taking some cooking classes is really helpful. What can you cook well? And maybe what do you want to learn? And just trying to understand the things that you can cook at home frequently that will save you some money is really useful. And if you can't afford to go to a fancy cooking class, YouTube. Watch them on YouTube. My friend Megan has a great cooking channel. I think it's Megan's Kitchen. I'll link it down below. But go watch cooking videos and learn how to cook at home so you can save money. Gym memberships. I've gotten back and forth with this, but I have learned that gym memberships are a foolish investment if you do not have a plan or know how to use the equipment. I have pulled my back multiple times trying to use the equipment and not knowing what I'm doing. On the flip side, I think that a wise investment would actually be to get a personal trainer and to figure out what the plan is for you when it comes to your fitness. Wise investment, and you hear this a lot, you hear not to get a latte, to cut out the lattes, you'll save a bunch of money. Well, you'll save a bunch of money if you cut out a daily latte, yes, but it's good to once in a while give yourself a little bit of that thing you enjoy so that you don't feel like you're completely restrictive. So I say a wise investment is a weekly latte, and make it something you look forward to. You can also use it as a way to reward yourself. So if you do XYZ, you can then go get your latte. Another wise investment that I'm working on right now, and we'll see how it turns out, is a garden. A garden will yield clean, organic fruits and vegetables if you maintain it well and use organic ways of growing your vegetables. And they're right in your backyard, and it gives you a real feeling of accomplishment. It'll really help you end the summer feeling like you've done something really exciting and accomplished something really great. On the side of foolish investments, I'm going to say something that is contradictory to what a lot of people do, and that is frequent trips to the nail salon and frequent trips to the hair salon. I do think it's nice to go once in a while. I think having a pedicure a couple times a year, it's good for your feet and it kind of resets your season. And I think going to the nail salon once in a while to just get things back to where they should be with your nails is great as well, especially if it's a treat or a reward for doing something else. But going every week, every other week, and for some women, you have nails that you have to maintain very regularly. And as we've learned in the quarantine, it's not great when you can't get there in time. And it's very expensive. I've done all levels. I've had, you know, the gel nails and the tips, and I've had, you know, natural nails, and I think you just need to find a cadence where you can maintain it without going every week or 2 weeks. The same with hair salons. I think it's great to find a stylist that you really like and find some different styles that you really like, and then try to have your hair cut in a way that if you can't get there every 6 weeks, but you can get there every couple of months, you don't look like a ragamuffin. So that's kind of my spiel, but I definitely do support independent salons, and I think you should support them as well, local salons. Another foolish item on the list is decor. I legitimately do not understand why people pay so much money for decor. I have found some of the cutest pieces of home decor in thrift shops. Stuff that I would find at Pier 1, but I don't have to because I found it for 50 cents or $5. And I've even found some cool stuff that sometimes I resell on Etsy. So please don't pay for decor. I just can't understand that. The next couple of things are going to be wise things. So to wrap it up, a therapist is a really wise investment. Even therapists have therapists. It really helps you to work on any blocks you have in your life that are keeping you from accomplishing certain things. And it just gives you that person you can talk to weekly, bi-monthly, you know, or once a month, however you want to attend. But essentially that therapist, you know, they're legally bound to listen to you and not share your personal information with other people. And it's someone you can talk to candidly and honestly, that's not in your family or in your friend circle. And you know that they're really there to give you quality feedback and advice. Don't be afraid to shop around for therapists. Sometimes the first one isn't the best one. So it's okay, and it might take a little bit of time. So give yourself some grace with that. Also, if you can't find one locally, you can find one on Talkspace or BetterHelp as well, or BetterHelp, I guess. And then I think the final tip I'd like to give you is to try out some financial classes and really get yourself ready to tackle your finances. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching the wise and the foolish tips. Be sure to like and subscribe below, and I'll see you next time.